An uncertain and unpredictable childhood, he lived in ashrams and attended boarding schools around the world. A spinal cord injury sustained when he was 16 put him in a wheelchair, but did not prevent him from attending university and raising a daughter. Writing has been a learning and growing process for Nirmala. He is writing his first novel based on a memoir of his childhood and the challenges of his journey, in which every obstacle is an opportunity.
Good. Even though we are loosely held together by the farm, once we arrive back in India, it is every boy for himself. We soon lose track of each other in the battle for survival. Two of my friends, Vikram and Desaya, only have single mothers. This makes them stand out as targets for the people looking for prey. They exist, but are in their own struggle. Their concerns fade from my mind, alone again, as it has always been. There's nothing I can do, even if I want to, which I desperately do. I know, I feel, I hear. The rage waits on me, a torrent so strong, enough that it might cause all of this to come tumbling down. I'm laying with my eyes squeezed shut, wishing the weight of gravity will meld me to the floor. The sounds, the feelings emanating from the open door between the rooms. I daydream another fantasy, not really a fantasy, but more like a plan. It is a plan I rehearse in my mind again and again, anticipating. It is my turn. The teacher, 30 minutes ago, takes one of us through that door. The sounds of whimpering and crying, alongside with the sounds of maniacal laughter, the fear and rage builds in my bones. The clatter drops in the other room, and someone comes through the door. Is he coming for me? The thin reeds of the grass mat that embed deeply into my skin. Footsteps approach. My heart races. Every muscle in my body pumped with a furious panic. Whatever might happen next, I'm not going to let it happen. That's all I know. The chutter strains to shield me from the cold desert night. There's a tug on it. I perform a snap rotation and reach through the density, grabbing onto the intruder's wrist. Both hands clasped with all my might, I pull it toward my bared teeth. The vice of my bite slams together with the ferocity of a raging pit bull. I've tested my jaws, and I know they are the strongest muscle I have, hopefully enough to crush bones. Teeth grind through flesh and sinew. Nothing impedes the force of the clenching. Like Nrsinga's gaping fangs, they crush, forcing blood to pour from the wound. He is completely shocked by my reaction. He screams violently and throws me against the floor. You little ignorant shit. It might as well be blaring static to my ears. He expects me to run, but instead I lunge toward him. I aim a full-strength uppercut straight for his balls. It will be incapacitating for just long enough, I hope. My every nerve and fiber are charged to respond. I'm a machine on autopilot. I let out a loud, violent roar to further disorient him. The other boys in the room wake up, if they were even sleeping, and rise in stunned anticipation. My strength is disguised by my tiny frame. Everything is happening in slow motion. My elbow bends, fingers clench. I imagine some Bruce Lee attack. The hammer slams its target. He recoils, retching to the floor. By this time, I've rolled quickly to retrieve a brick kept between the trunks for just this occasion. I snap around and see him curled over, writhing in pain on the floor. Before he can react, the brick dead drops on the back of his head, then bludgeons his skull until the place is a bloody mess, and he is motionless and hopefully dead. Breathe in. Breathe out. There has to be only silence. It has to be complete. The lights have come on. I've just killed the teacher. His associates enter the horrific scene from the other room where my friend was being raped. The other boys around me are in shock. What happened? He tried to grab me. He was going to take me to the room with Desaya. There's a long, deadening silence. The boys know what I mean. The shit has hit the fan. I've killed the teacher. In a bloody, calculated rage. I'm going to be kicked out. I have no idea where I'm going. Maybe a jail in India. Maybe sent back to the States once everything comes out in a police investigation. The school is closed forever. Most of my friends and schoolmates will probably end up back with their families, or at least away from this place. Whatever happens to me, that will make me happy. I relived multiple versions of this possible scenario, my escape dream scenario, mostly trying to anticipate and prepare. I hope that I will have the courage in the moment to act it out. Many nights I change rooms if I can. I still have to somehow avoid being one of those boys getting taken away at night. I think a lot about running away. It will mean surviving on the streets in India, trying to find a way back to the US. I know that would be very difficult. I can read and write Hindi, but only have basic understanding of the language. And there is no one I can trust. Pat Sullivan retired to Vancouver in 2017 after a career in the education department of two major Ontario art galleries. She has written for museum journals and published creative nonfiction and the anthology The Not Forgotten in 2012. Her first novel, a comic romp about a public art gallery, is in the works.